The oldest vehicle in Hyundai's lineup was the Hyundai Tucson, so it comes as absolutely no surprise that finally we have a new one. The 2016 Hyundai Tucson has a few aces up its sleeve that make it a very compelling option in the very crowded segment of compact crossovers. As expected, lots of toys is what you're going to be getting, even in the base trim, and as Hyundai likes packing options into trim levels, the luxury model that we tested was quite rich in terms of features. Priced at just over $33,000, our 2.0-liter all-wheel drive luxury sits on top of the base engine range, featuring a 2.0-liter GDI engine, a 6-speed automatic transmission with Shiftronic manual mode, all-wheel drive, 6 airbags, ABS with EBD, downhill brake control, stability control, hill start assist, remote keyless entry with a start button, blind spot monitors, clean zone climate control with clean air ionizer, heated steering wheel, heated front and rear seats, windshield wiper de-icer, leather interior and top dashboard, rear view camera, 8-inch touchscreen with navigation, satellite radio and Bluetooth, premium audio, split fold and reclining rear seats, panoramic sunroof, power smart tailgate, 17-inch alloy wheels, and projector headlights with LED accents. The exterior design builds upon the previous model, but all lines have been tweaked to be much more aggressive and dynamic. The front and rear taillights follow the Elantra's fluid design with the narrow and long proportions. It's a good-looking thing, and especially in bright colors, it looks great. The ruby wine on our test vehicle was a bit flat, not really complementing the overall design. The interior is a lot nicer versus the old model despite the extensive use of hard plastics. Soft-to-the-touch plush material has only been used on the top of the dash, and it's quite unfortunate that this nicer material does not extend to the top of the door panels. Fit and finish, however, is good. The instrument cluster is simple yet functional, and the infotainment system is well thought through and works really well without any lag. Roominess is really good in every corner seat, leaving the middle back seat a bit behind, but only if the capacity is maxed out. Headroom and legroom are both great, and all seats are plush and pretty comfortable. The front seats don't provide a lot of side support, but in such a vehicle, you don't really need it. The trunk is also quite large, rated at 877 liters, but that's floor to ceiling without a tonneau cover. The 2.0-liter 4-cylinder GDI engine outputs 164 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque, and it's absolutely fine with running on regular unleaded. In general, it's very quiet and refined, and especially in eco mode, you can barely hear it running. If you rev it hard or if you put it in sport mode, it gets a little harsh and a bit louder, but then again, how often are you going to do that? Pulling power is enough for your daily commute or for the family trip to the cottage, but in terms of sheer performance, there are quicker crossovers out there. The sprint to 100 kilometers an hour takes 11.9 seconds, so if you need a bit more speed, you can opt for the 1.6-liter turbo engine that comes with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox. Being naturally aspirated helps it achieve a very consistent fuel economy average, and on our watch, we averaged 9.7 liters per 100 kilometers. The complete redesign allowed a total rework on the suspension components and tuning as well, and the result is a very balanced ride that perhaps slightly favors ride comfort. A decision that makes a lot of sense, since you won't be taking your Tucson to the racetrack. Well, you might if you're towing your go-kart. Over bumps and broken pavement, the suspension tries really hard to take the beating without disturbing the occupants. It does a really admirable job, and it is also rather quiet while doing so. On the other hand, when the road surface is good, and perhaps twisty, you can charge towards the corners with a fair amount of speed, as the turn-in and steering feel is not that bad. The steering is well weighted, and through corners the Tucson remains planted and predictable. If pushed too hard, it will start to understeer, and the stability control will wake up to slow you down, and it all works really well. If I had to throw something in the negatives bucket, that would be the operation of the hill descent control. And only because at its minimum speed, it's still pretty fast when you're going down a steep hill. So you can't really rely on it, you have to go on the brakes. With comfort and equipment being its strong selling points, the Tucson will surely sell well and will leave future owners pretty happy with the choice they made. It's a pretty good looking crossover with reasonable off-road ability and a great warranty. Those are great characteristics if you're shopping for one, so it kind of has to go on your must-drive list.